I've done some articles on my website where I talk about creating a password generator, and I've also got a password generator tool on my codeshare.co.uk website. So if I just show you that first. So this tool here allows you to create passwords that are validated for certain things like lowercase, uppercase, numbers and symbols, and it gives you a random password. You just click on get new password and you generate those passwords. So that's what this does. I released the code that I wrote to create this in one of my blog posts because I wanted to just share it with everyone, just so it will get people using it or talking about it. Or here we go, it's how to create a random password generator. So this is the article that I did for it. And then recently I contributed to one of my friend's open source packages called Rework. That's by Luke Warren, and I enjoyed it so much I thought, well, I could create my own package. I'll create a little library for my password generator. And the best thing about it is that I can actually put it on NuGet as its own package. So like any of the other NuGet packages, it's got its own keyword, which is just password generator, capital P, capital G. And so when you're in a C# project, it might even work in VB. I assume it does. I don't work in VB anymore. But so when you say, if I'm in this console application, I've just done file new console application, and I can go into package manager console, which is either here, or I can do it by going into tools, NuGet package manager. I can do it through the visual interface, or I can do it through the console, which is one I like to use. And then down here I just paste in install package password generator, and then that will allow me to get that DLL, the one that I published out there, open source, and be able to use it within this application. So straight away it's downloaded it and it's put it in my references. So then if we go to the site and we have a look at the README, so if we click on project site, then on the README it just shows you how you can use this. And I tried to create it in a way that was similar to the random number generator. So in the terms of that, you create the object and then you do, so I've just pasted this in from the README, look. So all I did was install package, and then I've just pasted in this. So now if I do console.writeLine and then password, and then I'll just do a console.read just to keep it on the screen, we'll be able to see this. So this is going to generate a password with the default settings, and the default setting is to have everything on, and it will be 16 characters long. So if I just hit start now, we'll get to see this in action. So straight away it's created a 16 character password, and I just want to show you in the video how easy it is to change the settings and use this library, just in case you were looking for something like this and want to use it in any of your projects. So that was the default. One of the things you can do is change the length of it. So if I change this to be a 32 character password, all I have to do in the constructor, oh, not in the next bit, that's not the constructor, sorry, in the password generator constructor I just put 32 and then hit start. Straight away I've got a 32 digit password, and then I might not want to use the default settings. So if we look at the web version again that I showed you on here, and then we go these sort of settings. So these are the things that you can have: lowercase, uppercase, numbers, and symbols. So if I wanted to, I could just have lowercase and uppercase. So one of the ways to do that, let me just hide this, I don't need this. So I can just do dot include lowercase and dot include uppercase, all chained together. And so now I'm going to get a 32 character password that is just uppercase and lowercase characters. Hit start, and there you go, it's just uppercase and lowercase. So I can do it so it will just be include numbers, include numeric, and include special. And then just hit start again. And there we have it. And the way it's also been built is that you'll never get more than 2 characters together that are the same. You'll never be 3 characters together the same. That's one of the OWASP rules about passwords and things like that. And OWASP, they keep an eye on the top security threats. The top one being SQL injection, but they also give guidelines on passwords. So it should be, I think, at least 8 characters, but I think it's probably advised to be at least 16 characters and things like that. So, and then obviously the other things like special characters, numbers, uppercase, lowercase, all of that. So this library gives you the option to do all that. So that's one way of doing it. So that's with the chaining. So if you wanted to, you could have them all. Obviously there's no need to do that because I've already got them all by default. But say if I wanted to do those 2 and include uppercase, I can just do that. And then we're going to get a password that's got uppercase, special and numeric all in the same thing. There's the number 1 there. So that's how easy it is to use. There's another way to use it with the constructor, and that is to pass in the values into the constructor so as you create it, rather than doing it with the chained methods. So if I do it like this, so if I open that, so I've got an empty constructor, one with a password length, one where you can pass the password settings in, but you don't really need to use that. And then we've got this, so include lowercase, so you can just put in true and then true, false and true. So that's going to give me one with upper, lower and special. Now my friend Luke did tell me about where you put the label for what these are, just to help you out, so you know what's being passed in. So it's probably best practice to do this actually. So you just put it with a colon in front, and it's just like a label for which parameter I'm passing in here. And that means you can do it in any order as well. You don't have to do it in the order that it comes out on this. And then one for password length, so I'm going to do 17, and I suppose I've got to pass that in there. Yeah, so because I've started using that, I've got to finish by doing all of my parameters with that. And then if I just run again, it's getting pretty easy now and obvious. Yeah, Troy Hunt said something that made me think, why is it that your password length, they always say it must be 8 characters or 10 or 16, it's always an even number, but your number of retries is usually an odd number. You know, why is that? Should we conform to that convention? Because that makes it easier for password hackers as well. If they know that it's always going to be an even number for your length of your password, you know, and not an odd number, then we're just making it easy for them, aren't we, as well? So this lets you do whatever length you want, between 8 characters and 128 characters. There's not really that much else to tell you about on it, other than if you do go to the GitHub page, so github.com/prjseal/password generator. If you go on there, you can just download the source code, just do clone or download, and then open in desktop, or you can download the zip file. If you do notice any problems with it, you know, please let me know. Try and contact me on here, and so then if you want to put a pull request in, just get in touch with me first, and then I'll be looking out for that pull request, other than just picking up random pull requests. It's not the best. The other good thing about this package is that Luke showed me how to get it to go from the source code on GitHub to then being built and converted into a NuGet package, and then being pushed up to NuGet for me when I just hit publish. So it's a really good cycle. So it goes from source code on here onto my machine, push that back up to the source code, automatically builds, and then publishes on NuGet. So I love it. It's really good. Just a simple library. Get your hands on it, have a play, see how it's done. It's nothing majorly complicated at all. There's some unit tests in there, but mainly they're just testing the length of the passwords that come out. It's quite tricky to test the quality of the passwords when you'd be using regexes and things like that, which is what's used to generate them. So it's a bit odd to test something with the code that you've written inside the code that you're testing. Anyway, so I think that's about it really. If you've got any questions, you can always comment on my post, because I'm going to create a post. So you can comment on the post on my website, or you can comment on this video, and I'll try and answer any questions. And if anybody's stuck using it, I doubt it will be, but you know, feel free to ask for help. I'm always happy to help. Alright, I hope people start using it. Let's have a look at the numbers actually. So when this video was made, there are 2 branches. Is there anybody going on it? New traffic. There's a little bit of traffic. Okay, fair enough. And the NuGet package. Let's have a look at the NuGet package. So we've had 86 downloads, and 15 are of the latest version. Cool. Alright, I hope you enjoy using it anyway. I'm going to go now. Can't see anybody in the chat room, so no questions on there. Alright, take care.